In this episode of Technical Sessions, we're going to talk about one of the most misunderstood aspects of a DJ's equipment, the correct setup of cartridges and turntable tone arms. If you play records, this is a critical part of the playback mechanism, and since I get asked nearly on a weekly basis how they should be set up, in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how. There are two main types of head shell available to the DJ. You have your traditional cartridge inner head shell style, and you have your newer one-piece Concord style head shell. The head shell mounted cartridge is the more common of the two options. Generally, this style fills the entry to mid-high end of the cartridge market. One significant advantage of this style is the ability to alter the alignment of the cartridge to the vinyl. The other style is the Concord one-piece. This makes installation a lot easier and reduces any potential of interference from loose or badly connected wires. While we're talking about design, one more thing to consider, the Stylus Design itself. In DJ cartridges, we really only have a choice of two, spherical or elliptical. This is the shape of the tip of a needle. The majority is spherical, round like a ballpoint, because this gives you a good balance of sound quality, tracking and wear. However, the upper end provides you with the option of elliptical, more shaped like the end of a knife blade. The needle is able to get further into the groove, extracting more information out of the record, at the cost of a little tracking capability and increasing the wear on your records. Elliptical stylus definitely aren't recommended if you put heaps of weight on your cartridge or scratch a lot. So we've chosen our cartridge and we're ready to actually weigh up the tone arm. First thing to do is check that the contacts on the bottom of the cartridge are clean. If you really want to get picky about it, use a contact cleaner. A little squirt into the base of the tone arm and you're away. Next thing is to put the cartridge in the tone arm. Finger tight will do. A tone arm basically works a lot like a seesaw. Make sure the anti-skate is set to 0. More about that later. Put the weight on the back of the tone arm. Now we're moving the weight back and forth till we find a point where the cartridge floats.
I really like it.
That's what we call zeroing the tone arm. Once we know what the 0 point is, we can use the ring on the inside of the weight to accurately dial in the amount of grams of weight we want on the cartridge. Always best to check to see what the manufacturer recommends. For this cartridge, the Autofon Nightclub E, I generally use 3 grams. Now, anti-skate. Basically, if you're DJing, set it to 0. You can find out more reasons why on the website. Unlock the tone arm height adjustment and move the height adjustment again to the manufacturer's specifications. Setting a cartridge up properly will actually give you better traction than just putting stupid amounts of weight on it and cranking the height. And that's it, we're done. We've now correctly weighted up and set up a tone arm for general DJing use. If you still find that the tone arm skips during heavy scratch play, maybe add a little bit more weight onto the tone arm. But if you find you're having to put huge amounts of weight on the cartridge, then something else in the setup is wrong. And that possibly includes your technique. And that's the basics of setting up a cartridge in a tone arm.
Bump, bump, bump,